What's up guys, my name is Linet Murithi from Centonomy. I handle the retirement program and today I am here for the 8 questions with the Making Sense book. Well, that's a good question. I'd say I'm at a point in life where I am craving security and stability. So at this point, I enjoy making money for sure. As at now, I'm working on my financial goals for 2022, and there's nothing that would please me more than to have a little bit of an investment portfolio. Basically, I'm looking at money market funds. If I can be able to put aside a little bit of money, even if it's 2,000 bob into a money market fund account, that would make me so happy. I'm also looking at shares and all of that. Yeah, if I could have at least a little bit of shares here and there, that would make me so happy. Sweet memories. I remember there's a lady who was studying at Egerton. So she was doing her master's and she needed to collect data. So she was my good friend's neighbor. So my friend tells me, hey, there's a gig here. She needs people to assist in collecting data. So we went, we did the job, and she used to pay us 700 bob a day. I cannot tell you how, how that was a lot of money back then. So we worked for about 7 days, 1 week, so I had 4,900. And to put icing on the cake, it was like a week to reporting to uni. So I can't tell you how much that money that money saved me. Where I did shopping, I was so happy. Well, I'll give it a 5, and I'm giving it a 5 not because I'm not in charge of my finances, but because we are all trying to rebuild our finances as far as what the pandemic has done. The pandemic has damaged our pockets. Most of us had to close down some side hustles that bring you the extra money. So I'm giving it a 5 because of the instability that was brought about by the pandemic and also the uncertainty that was brought along. So I'm really working to regain like a bit of financial security and stability at the moment. So I'll give it a 5. It is always an interesting question. In my opinion, I'd say people need each other. So what you do is you have a group of friends, right? You have 2 or 3 friends. So what you do, you identify the character of your friend. If I know that Sharon is tricky with money, I have no business lending Sharon money. But if I know if I give Steve 2,000 and he says, yo, on Thursday, I'll bring it back, I have no reason not to give them. Also, if you need maybe like a small biashara boost here and there, if you get money from your friends, 0 interest. So at the end of the day, you're good. I do not even know where to start. That's a very interesting question. Looking back, budgeting. I cannot insist. I feel like I should go on top of rooftops and shout budgeting because it was always wondering, okay, I have this and that. I know my rent is this amount. I know my shopping is this amount. But there's a certain amount, I don't know where that amount goes to. So I think tracking my every coin would have done so much better for me. I would have been able to do so much more with my money. And secondly, I would tell my younger self to seek financial literacy knowledge as early as possible. Because then I would have known that if I am able to budget and I get 3,000 extra at the end of the month, I can put that away in a certain account, maybe in a money market fund, and at the end of the day, I'll get some interest out of it. Yeah, so that is what I would tell my younger self, but there's a lot. Because we did a lot of damage. All the impulse buying, random decisions, there's a lot. But I would say the most thing is budgeting. Budgeting is everything. I'd say what sets me apart from the rest is the fact that even when I don't have a kind word to tell myself, I will never lack a kind word to tell somebody else. Even if I feel like my cup is running empty and I can't even lift my head from the bed, and I see a text, my friend is texting me maybe frantically or calling me, they are in shambles as well. I've always somehow found the strength to be able to tell them a kind word, even if I can't tell myself a kind word at that moment. So I think that I find that to be a great strength that I have. I have two from the Making Sense book. So I have one that I'll read to you on page 26. So it says, more money never solves problems if the core habits have not changed. This quote is everything. Because for one, if you're earning 10,000 shillings and every month you want to buy clothes worth 5,000 shillings, even if you get more money, you will be tempted to take that budget a notch higher. So if you don't sit down and prioritize, even if you earn 100,000 shillings, the fact that if you're earning little money, you're tempted to overspend on some things, even when you know you can't afford them, you will always be tempted. So it resonates with me so much, because I was always wondering, why do people say when you earn more money, you get more problems? But it doesn't have to be like that. That is what I have discovered reading the Making Sense book. It doesn't have to be like that. More money must not be equals to more problems. You can be in charge, you can be more involved in your finances. It doesn't have to be that way. Yeah, so even if you make 100,000 and you've always been tempted to buy that 6,000 heel, now you'll be at liberty to buy a 30,000 pair of shoes, which is not, it is insane. Yeah, so the habits is the core of the problem. So we have to be in charge of our habits because they directly impact our finances. So that is what I get from page 26. My second favorite quote in the book is on page 51. Let me get to page 51. Here we are. So instead of looking at a budget as something that will restrict your spending, look at it as something that will help you build your factory. A moment of silence, because I have spoken about budgeting before in this video. When I was younger, what this quote says was very true of me. I thought that having a budget is just restricting yourself. Oh, I'm making the money, I deserve to treat myself every now and then. But no. Instead of looking at a budget as something that will restrict your spending, look at it as something that will help you build your factory. Sit down and ask yourself, whose factory am I building? Every now and then you're buying from Burger King, you're building Burger King, you know. So you sit and ask yourself, whose factory are you building? Because at the end of the day, if you budget properly, you will get a little bit of money to build your own factory. So for how long shall we keep on building other people's factory? But we have a solution. Budgeting is the key to building our own factories. So those are one of the two profound quotes from this book. It has a lot of gems. We can't even finish the gems that are here, but those are the two things that resonated with me the most, because I wish I had that knowledge when I was younger. I would be so much better with my money. I really look forward to the day when financial literacy will be incorporated in our curriculum, because we need to learn about money from age 0. You need to get into this world and know, because if I had known, first of all, I was conned a lot as a child. My older cousins always coming and exchanging the 10 bob with the 5 bob. You know the game, yeah? Exchanging the coin. Give me the smaller one, I give you the bigger one. But the bigger one was 5 bob. I lost a lot of money. Maybe I'd be wealthy right now. But anyway, I really wish that we incorporate financial literacy in our curriculum, because the earlier you learn about money, the better the decisions that we make. And the hunger for success will be much more. We will not just people will not be wanting just to graduate, get a job, just live the good life. We will be looking at building wealth. Not just graduating, getting a job, living that good life, but we will be moving towards building generational wealth. We will be able to close the gap between the poor and the rich in this country, because that is where the difference comes in. If we are able to set ourselves properly from the word go, it means we have a better chance at success. If, for example, you start investing at 15, maybe you've come to St. Anthony, you've attended maybe the Career Hub program or the youth program, and you get the knowledge, and your parent maybe can afford you a good allowance. If you start putting that money away as early as then, it means you have a very great chance of even doing this, trying this, failing, and by the time you're in your 20s, you've succeeded. So that would go a long, long way, and overall in impacting our economy, even as a continent. Yeah, so those are my final thoughts.